What are the BIM advantage in your point of view?
Well, it enables construction projects to be done more efficiently and saving cost, energy, and also good for the environment, because when you are wasting material on the work site, it's absolutely, you're doing the waste on the factory first and then also on the work site, so it's something to be corrected.
What advice would you give to a firm considering to make a switch to BIM?
Simply do it as fast as possible.
What do you feel is more challenging when making the switch to BIM?
Well, technology is there, so it's not about that. It's more about human nature, how they take these new things, how to change their way of thinking. And sometimes we have sort of experts that are very good in the work they are doing with the traditional things. And then when somebody is introducing a new technology, okay, at that point they need to go back to the novice level, and people, not all of them want to do that. And then sort of that makes it slower to adapt these new things.
What do you feel is more challenging when making the switch to BIM?
Most challenging? Well, if we think about companies that are doing things traditional way, they want to move to another thing. They have existing projects there. It takes a while to get those done with the traditional tools, so they need to wait for the next project to have these tools. And then the transition from one system to another might take a couple of years before the whole office is there. But there are good examples of companies who have done that sort of overnight. There's a company called Idea in Philippines, for example, made an executive decision that they will move from traditional system to BIM overnight. Of course, they made a lot of thinking before that, but that actually worked. And they went up to a point that they took away all traditional 2D tools from all designers, so that they needed to change to new tools, and that meant that they needed to start designing some projects from scratch. A lot of might be half a year work wasted in that sense, but this makes it made it faster for them to move in one row. And now they said that in 3 months they were back in the productivity that they had earlier. And from that on, they have just grown their business, and one of the fastest growing company at the moment.
Your work is well known internationally, so can you tell us what are you working now?
Well, our mission is to improve the quality of building design, so that's what we are focusing very strongly on. And of course, as a business, we are growing to new areas. We haven't been very active in Portugal yet, but that's definitely an area. As we can see here today, it's a very sort of tempting market for us as well, and we'll definitely do more here.
How do you see the future of BIM in your country?
Well, I guess BIM, when we think about BIM adoption, Finland is one of the leading countries, so it's in quite good shape. Each project that the client wants to be BIM-based can be done that way. All the designers can do that already. Of course, it doesn't mean that all projects would be BIM projects, but many of them are, and there are companies who are only doing BIM projects, nothing else already.
In your opinion, what should be the role of the schools in the definition of BIM national strategy?
Well, everything starts from young people to learn these new things, and I think the education is the way to start from there. Giving them, well, tools, for example, in the first place, but tools alone doesn't help them. They need to have experts that can explain what the new processes are. Because if you try to use the new tools in a traditional process, it doesn't work. You need to rethink how to be more efficient, and instead of focusing on drawings, you're focusing on BIM and make the most out of it. And this needs to be started very early on.